Hi. You guys, no joke, look at that. I'm going to try to hide it, but we're not going to wait any longer. So sorry if it's super distracting. The sun decided to beam instantly. So what I wanted to do is on November 15th, 2020, I'm going to start a 28-day sacred elements. And these are rituals that I'm doing around our house and doing for myself. It's self-love, self-care. Sometimes it's just a little bit of motivation nugget. But I wanted to give you a glimpse on one of the 28. And this is going to be the sacred tray. So sacred plate. But this is one of the first things I do when I wake up, come to my desk, we're in my office, and I have a platter. It's made by my grandmother. She was a potter, and I just put, felt pads on it. And any plate will work. You could use a dinner plate. You could use an antique tray. So grab your platter, your plate, your tray, whatever. And then what I'm going to do is just add a few things that feel right today. Sorry, guys. I've really been connected to New Orleans lately. So I have these beads that I got from New Orleans back on a trip. So you can add jewels, gems, candles, necklaces. I've got, a copper bracelet from a grandmother that's passed, anything that just has that really just tugs on your heart. It can be anything. It could be feathers or pine cones. So just kind of add those elements, focus, beeswax candle. So I love beeswax. They're my go-to candles. So I'm going to put that guy in there. And then I pulled some crystals from the windowsill. So one of the things I like to do is when stones that we find either at the beaches or out on nature walk, and like our toddler or our kids put them in the pocket. I know like that pulls on my mommy heartstrings when our kids fill their little pockets full of stones. So I like to put them on the windowsill and charge them. And then I've got a few crystals that I was given. So I just add them, right? There's no imperfect way to do this. This is your sacred little area. Recently, I got these really fun, not recently, let's say I recharged them, little tiny angel crystals. So we're going to add that because I'm actually working on a project where I'm drawing a piece for the Catholic Church where Rafael comes down and speaks to Mary. So capturing that in a drawing. So I was like, I need to just work with my angels a little bit more. A little stone from one of my grandmother's altars. How many of you guys, and then I use a lot of animal stuff. A lot of animal. And then I've got an elephant for abundance. So one of the reasons I love beeswax, and I also love incense, I think it's me channeling the 13-year-old hippie. But I love the beeswax candles because I can stick them in here. And that's all I do. So I set this tray up, and then every morning before I come into my office, before I do my miracle morning rituals, I light this, right? Whether I'm lighting the candle or lighting the incense or lighting both. And then I always grab an oil. So lately I've been looking for, the hug that you get from when you use rose oil or you smell, it's like grandma's candles, old grandma's bathrooms, like primitive grandma. I don't know if you guys are in the Midwest, but we all had that one woman who had dried roses and rose soap and rose textured candles. And I just have been wanting that lately, I think, with everything going on. And then I've also wanted some Hawaiian sandalwood because we live in the Midwest. I am jonesing to go to Hawaii or someplace tropical. And then it also has frankincense and lavender and myrrh and helichrysum. So just an incredible healing blend that hits a lot of marks. I typically go for blends because they cover a lot of ground. And then I will add that. I'll add that just as a reminder that I chose you oil, and then you know, whether you pull a card or whatever. So this is kind of the beginning, is setting up a plate and adding the sacred elements, maybe adding something of someone that you lost, you know, their ring or a feather you may have found foraging out in the forest, or pine cones, just because the season is changing. Let it be anything that you're really feeling like pulled to. And then I think the most important element is the flame. You know, if you keep it safe, you know, but like that's also why it's on the platter. You know, whether you have some sort of beeswax candle or you add an incense burner, there is something very beautiful and ceremonial to the ritual of lighting the candle before you get into your work. So if you guys are interested, I'm going to do 28 days of these rituals. So I want you to go to my YouTube channel, subscribe, and then you will get a notification every time I drop one of those videos. And they're just going to be things like this, things that can be your kids can do it. You can do it on a small little dinner plate. You know, just to kind of show you another one that I've been working with. Is a couple of oils and love, and it had the intention, and I'm using a cedar stick and a few little herbs. It really can be anything, you guys. Let's see. Ooh, these I want to show you too. Look at these fun little hearts, little wicker hearts. So this is just one of the elements of living more in alignment with your sacred creative self.